Germany hasn't had a single year of economic growth since 2022. Not one. The country that rebuilt itself from rubble to become Europe's industrial engine in a single generation is now shrinking for the third year running. Volkswagen is cutting 50,000 jobs. Historic factories that survived 2 world wars are closing forever. And here's what nobody is saying out loud. When Germany stalls, it doesn't stall alone. 6 countries are wired directly into its economy, and they're all watching the dashboard right now, waiting for the warning light they've never seen before. In 1945, Germany was rubble. A quarter of its homes destroyed, food production cut in half, cities reduced to ash. And then, in a single generation, they built the most successful manufacturing economy the modern world had ever seen. How? The secret? Make a few things extraordinarily well. Precision machinery, chemicals, automobiles, and sell them to the entire world. It worked. For 60 years, it worked beautifully. But the entire model rested on 3 external pillars: cheap Russian gas, American military protection, and Chinese demand for German goods. 3 pillars. None of them German. None of them guaranteed. In 2022, one was kicked away overnight. And that's when 60 years of calling a dependency a strategy finally caught up with them. The bill had arrived, and it was enormous. So what does the collapse actually look like in numbers? 2023. Germany's economy shrinks. Fine, one bad year. Happens to everyone. 2024. It shrinks again, harder this time, down another 0.5%. 2025. No recovery. Manufacturing output falling for the 4th consecutive year. The Federation of German Industries isn't using careful diplomatic language anymore. They're calling it free fall. But here's what makes this different from a normal recession. In 2024, over 196,000 German businesses closed, the highest number since 2011. And it wasn't just small shops struggling. Larger, established companies, businesses with history, with expertise, with decades of accumulated knowledge, were shutting their doors at twice the normal rate. That knowledge doesn't come back. Volkswagen, the symbol of German industrial pride, announced 50,000 job cuts. Bosch, ZF, following right behind. This isn't a downturn. Germany is losing its industrial substance. Permanently. So how does the world's most successful manufacturing economy just stop working? It wasn't one thing, it was 3 things hitting simultaneously. First, energy. German factories ran for decades on cheap Russian gas. Impossibly cheap. Competitively cheap. The kind of cheap that made German industrial cost impossible to match globally. Then 2022 happened. The gas stopped, and Germany discovered something brutal. There was no immediate replacement. Industrial electricity prices nearly doubled. Today, German manufacturers pay 2 to 3 times more for electricity than their American or Chinese competitors. For energy-intensive industries like chemicals and steel, production has fallen 20% compared to 2019. Not recovered, just gone. But the energy crisis alone didn't break Germany. It exposed something already cracking underneath. The automobile industry. For a century, German engineering meant German cars. Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen. Symbols of precision that the entire world respected. And when electric vehicles arrived, everyone assumed Germany would simply dominate that too. They didn't. China built an EV supply chain so complete, so vertically integrated, that German manufacturers couldn't compete on cost or speed. China produces 12.4 million electric cars annually. They control 93% of their own battery materials. Germany is still building the infrastructure to catch up. And then there's the third cause, the one nobody wants to talk about: bureaucracy. Germany's fiber internet coverage sits at 36%. The EU average is 69%. Government offices still run on fax machines. Infrastructure approvals take years. Wind energy projects wait 2 years just for grid connection. The world moved digital. Germany moved slowly. 3 causes. 1 perfect storm. Now, some economists will tell you this is temporary, that Germany just needs time, that the fundamentals are still strong. And they're not entirely wrong. Germany just created a €500 billion infrastructure fund. Energy subsidies are being restructured. Defense spending is finally rising after decades of neglect. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Germany's entire post-war philosophy was built on one belief: that open trade creates peace, that economic integration makes conflict impossible, that if you buy from someone and sell to someone, nobody starts wars. They called it Wandel durch Handel. Change through trade. For 70 years, it worked. But the world has fundamentally changed. Russia invaded Ukraine. America started a tariff war. Chinese companies stopped buying German machinery and started competing with it directly. The 3 pillars aren't just shaking, they've been deliberately dismantled by forces Germany cannot control. This isn't a recession Germany can simply spend its way out of. The model itself is broken. Not the execution of the model, not the management of the model. The model. And admitting that, truly admitting that, means rebuilding an entire national identity from scratch. That's not a quarterly problem. That's a generational one. Remember those 3 words from the title. Europe is scared. Here's why. Germany doesn't operate alone. 6 countries have their entire manufacturing economies wired directly into Germany's supply chain: Czech Republic, Poland, Austria, Hungary, Slovakia. These aren't trade partners, they're dependencies. Slovakia sends 21% of everything it exports directly to Germany. The Czech Republic, 33%. So when Volkswagen cuts 50,000 jobs, it isn't just German workers going home. It's Slovak factories going quiet, Czech suppliers losing contracts, Austrian businesses watching orders disappear. The tremors are already being felt. Hungary, desperate for alternatives, has already pivoted toward China. BYD opened its European headquarters in Budapest. CATL is building a €7.6 billion battery plant there. Europe's manufacturing heartland isn't just stalling, it's fragmenting. And nobody has a plan for that. Now zoom out further, because this isn't just a European story. While Germany has been shrinking, America has been booming. AI investment, the Inflation Reduction Act, 2% growth in 2025. And rather than helping Germany, that divergence is making things worse. America's tariff offensive hit German automotive exports by 14%. Machinery exports dropped 9.5%. The ally that provided Germany's security umbrella for 70 years is now actively competing with it economically. And China? China was supposed to be Germany's biggest customer. For decades it was. But somewhere along the way, China stopped buying German machinery and started building its own. Better, cheaper, faster. Germany's trade deficit with China hit 90 billion euros in 2025. Think about that. 90 billion euros flowing in the wrong direction. What we're watching isn't just one country struggling. It's the entire post-war economic architecture, the one built on open trade, allied security, and mutual dependence, quietly coming apart. All at once. So what do the people who study this for a living actually think? Mario Draghi, former head of the European Central Bank, called it an existential challenge. His exact warning, without massive coordinated investment, Europe will be forced to choose between its social model, its climate goals, and its global relevance. Choose between them. Not balance them. Some analysts are cautiously optimistic. The 500 billion euro infrastructure fund is real money. Defense spending is rising. Industrial orders are slowly increasing. But the dominant mood isn't optimism. It's something closer to national depression. So where does this go? Two futures are possible. In the first, the 500 billion euro infrastructure fund works. Energy costs drop. The automotive sector successfully pivots to electric. Germany rediscovers its engineering identity in a new context. Europe stabilizes. In the second, the trade wars deepen. The skilled labor shortage intensifies as an entire generation of engineers retires simultaneously. The debt rises, confidence collapses, and deindustrialization becomes permanent. The honest answer? Nobody knows which future wins. What we do know is this: the window for choosing is closing faster than most people realize. And Germany is running out of time to decide. Germany didn't fail overnight. It trusted a model that worked brilliantly until the world it was built for simply stopped existing. The engine isn't broken because Germans stopped working hard. It's broken because the road underneath it completely changed. And right now, an entire continent is holding its breath, waiting to see if the engineers who built the miracle once can somehow build it again.
There's a story in every corner, and we're just getting started. If you love discovering the unexpected, hit that subscribe button to join the Meridian Noir community. Don't miss a single corner. Smash that like button if you found this helpful. We'll see you everywhere.